What's going on, Facebook? What's going on, family? It is a awesome Freedom Friday today. So I thank you guys for tuning in, first of all. And like we start every broadcast, today is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and we will be glad in it. Now, you guys, I am excited. Even though it's raining outside and it's bleak and rainy and, you know, kind of a little bit under the weather. As you can hear, I'm talking up in my brain today, but it's still an awesome day, and I'm so thankful for another day in the land of the living, and I thank God for that, and for being alive and for being well. Even though a little bit under the weather, I'm still thanking God, still praising God. So trust me, it is a good day, and it's also payday in my company. Um, and as you guys read the title, I'm going to be diving into a little bit of, what motivated me to do this, and other things as well. Because where I'm in this 15-day challenge from one of my teams. I say teams because I have multiple. Um, all successful people have them. They have teams of people. So first off, shout out to the Spartans, my MCA family, my MCA army. Shout out to most won't we will. Shout out to you guys. I love you guys so much because of you guys. I've gotten all the support and all this love, and I just enjoy being a part. And my Spartan family, they just, I mean, they're just some of the most um, motivated people that I have ever met. And I have family and friends a part of that group, and um, my MCA Army team. You guys are so much of what makes me, or what keeps me motivated to keep pushing forward, to keep bringing new content, to keep helping others and things like that. So shout out to you guys. Today's Freedom Friday is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little short because I did um, contem- contemplate whether I should do the full hour or just do a little bit short because of how I'm feeling right now. And I'm not making an excuse. I'm just saying, I'm trying to do what's best for my body, and making sure that I can maximize my day, um, as well as stay as I guess motivated and able to do what I need to do today as well. So I definitely did want to take this opportunity to come, to keep being consistent, because that's something that we preach all the time in either one of our groups, and in either one of the teams that I'm involved in. That's what we preach consistently. So, excuse me, I definitely had to, make the extra effort to come out here to do this. So, um, I mentioned a little bit earlier that I'm doing a little bit of a challenge from my team. Uh, Excuse me, I'm sorry, guys. A little bit, something stuck on my chest here. But I'm a part of this live challenge, this 15-day live challenge that my group is doing, and I'm so proud of these guys. These guys are taking the initiative, getting outside of their comfort zone, and really doing some big things. And it makes me so proud to be a part of that group. So proud to see these people who have never done a Facebook Live. I mean, I've been doing lives every week for, for the most part, for almost 2 years. And, to these new people, who have never done Facebook Live, who've never, done something like this challenge is definitely getting some people uncomfortable. and then you know, if any of you know, that most of these people, that are successful, that's one thing they harp on a whole lot, which is getting outside of your comfort zone. So, it's definitely something that really keeps me, just so enamored and so proud of them, because, it's something that you don't see too much these days. People wanting to step outside of their comfort zone and doing it even though they don't feel like they can, or they don't feel confident enough to do so. Hey Tara, hey Shamori, what's going on, guys? Thanks so much for tuning in. So a little bit to dive in. What my topic is today. Mostly you read the title. Why I chose to get into business. Period. First is when I was 23 years old. Lived in Manassas. Shout out to Manassas, VA. I mean, I know a small town, but it's where I spent most of my teenage years. When I was 23, honestly, I was happy working a regular 9 to 5. I was happy, going to work and, doing the best that I could. My parents always taught me to put the best foot forward and, make sure that you do all you can, to make yourself an asset to a company. And I don't disagree with that, and I don't even now I don't disagree with that, because I believe in making sure that you do your endeavor best to put your best foot forward and to make sure that you are living up to and exceeding what you can bring to a company to make yourself a valuable asset. And whether you're working a 9 to 5, or whether you're doing your own business, or whether you're an independent contractor for a company, or you're self-employed, it is you have a duty to whoever is basically that you're serving, that you give your 100%. So I was happy doing that, and I went to Osborne High School, and I got a wonderful education there, and I met some great people, and learned some great things, and I definitely was in that mindset of go to school, get a good job, work for however long I had to. I came to understand it was at least 40 years, because retirement age in this country is set at 65. Whether you do make it to that or not, or you pass that, or you're still working, that's something different. But that's what I was told. That's what I was shown. So that's what I expected. So I was like, okay, it's normal. So let me go ahead and do that. And I at 23, I wasn't doing too bad. I was making probably about $900 to $1,000, maybe $1,200 a week. Or I should say every 2 weeks. I wasn't doing bad. So I had a pretty good apartment. I had a nice car. Things like that. Like, I wasn't doing too bad for a 23-year-old kid. Just out of high school, not too long, and going into a career. Can't talk. Climbing the corporate ladder, working at one of the premier operations companies in the nation. There's only a very few of the locations there, but they did very, very important work in the tech world, and I was a very vital part of that. And I felt a sense of pride because of that, and I, was very excited, very grateful to be, a part of that and be able to do that. But something fundamentally changed. I can't remember the exact circumstances of my first introduction to this, and I'll mention it. Specifically, I was invited to an opportunity meeting to a company called Primerica, and Primerica Financial Services, back when I was 23. And I remember specifically in Manassas walking into the building and, just being intrigued, like, what's going on? Like, it's definitely, an upscale kind of deal. Like, this is a legit kind of place. Like, they obviously have great surroundings. they're dressed real sharp, and you know, so what are they gonna talk about? What are they gonna? I knew it was something financial, but what are they gonna discuss? What are they gonna share? So, sorry guys, I'm fighting a bit of a cold, but what are they gonna share? And what I ended up learning that day really had a profound effect on me, because the first effect, actually, I was hot. I was upset because at 23 years old, after learning the things like the high cost of waiting and things like proper saving, protecting your income, all things I talk about in previous videos. But, when I learned about that stuff, I was like, why aren't they teaching this stuff in high school? Why aren't they teaching this stuff when you're like 14 and 15? So by the time you graduate, you're not wasting your time, bouncing around financially. And, I was upset, and I was like, somebody should have told me, whether it was my teachers or my parents or somebody, that that's how I genuinely felt. Like somebody should have definitely sat me down and be like, look, this is the reality, and after sitting in that room at the front of the room for 2 hours, I felt angry, I felt hurt, I felt depressed, because I was like, I'm so behind the curve. I graduated at 18. I'm 23 now. I missed a couple of years, and how am I going to catch up? And it's like, God gave me this comfort, like, this is not to make you feel down or make you feel depressed, but it's to impress upon you that, you need to make a change, and you need to do something to actively influence your future financially. And to a certain extent, I believed it. Now, I subscribe to it. But as most of you know, it's not about being in the right place at the right time, but you have to be the right person. So at the time, I wanted to find out more. I wanted to get started. I wanted to learn about what it is they do. And, at the time, I really, I talked to my mom, and, she had her own opinions about it. And, she supported me, and, she still supports me, and she was like, if that's something you want to do, you're going to have to save up and, invest your money and things like that. It's just I couldn't at the time. So, I ended up letting the opportunity pass me to get started and, learn more and stuff like that. But what never left was the fact that there was another world out there that I wasn't a part of, that I didn't know about, and that I needed if I wanted to be financially successful, if I wanted to be successful, period, in this life. It has to start with being able to manage and to take care of my finances effectively, and not just bounce around hoping and believing and praying that, that I might get on the right track. So, fast forward a couple years down the road, I ended up in Florida and living in Florida with my dad. And then a friend of mine that I met in Manassas, he hits me up and he's like, man, I just started this thing, and it's pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty exciting. I mean, I'm learning a whole lot. And he's like, have you ever heard of the name Primerica? And, because of my opinion back then, because of my mindset back then, I was like, yeah, I heard about it. And immediately the feelings of just being down, and, the missed opportunity and things like that started to take over. So I was like, yeah, I heard about it, but I never really got to take action. I never really got into it. But, that if that's what you're doing, that's cool for you. And he definitely replanted another seed in my mind about that, because he was definitely somebody that's not hurting for money, not hurting financially, but as I would come to learn later down in life, that nobody is above earning more money. There's no such thing as extra cash. Everybody has needs, everybody has wants. So, it was his deal that he decided to be a part of this. And I think it was maybe 4 or 5, maybe 6 months that I took a trip back home here to Manassas, and I just ended up running into him, my friend, and it's like, he was like, yo, we need to get together and we need to, have lunch and stuff, and let me tell you about this thing. So I sat down with him and I was like, that's cool, and I'm happy for you, and I'm happy that you found something that you could be excited about and things like that. But I didn't really take it to heart because I was focused on, getting back to Florida, getting another job, and getting on with my life, and then I don't know, for some reason, and to this day, I'm very much thankful for this. Um, and he laughs about this all the time. He knows who he is. If he sees this video, he knows who he is. Um, the next day after we had lunch, he was like, "Listen, I'm gonna come by and pick you up in the morning. It's Friday. I think it's Friday night. He's telling me I'm gonna pick you up in the morning, and we're gonna go to this meeting, and you're gonna learn what I know. Excuse me, and we'll take it from there." And so I went ahead and I was like, okay, I'm not thinking we're talking about 7 o'clock in the morning here. We're talking about early in the morning. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I might see, if it's that, can't it be later and stuff like that, because I like to sleep in. I mean, I love my sleep. But, I was like, can it be a little bit later? And he was like, well, we'll see what we can do, but I will definitely be at your house in the morning. So, I'm obviously having fun because I'm on vacation and stuff. And I go to bed, probably close to midnight. And trust me, the last thing on my mind right at that point when I'm going to bed is getting up. I'm thinking about my Saturday, what I'm gonna do the next day. I'm thinking about having fun with my family and with my other friends and things like that. And so I go to sleep. And literally at the crack of dawn, literally like 6:30, 6:15 in the morning, I get a phone call, and I'm like, who is calling me at 6 in the morning? 6 on a Saturday? That is some ungodly hours. So I'm like, okay, who is calling me? And I barely answer. I'm like, hello, hello. And he's like, Nick, wake up. I'm like, yo, you, is this you? Are you serious? He's like, yeah, I am so serious. I'm about to be at your house in like 10 minutes. And I'm like, okay, if you say, and I literally just hung up the phone, and I was like, and then hung up in his face, but I didn't take him seriously because it's 6 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, okay, yeah, all right. 15 minutes later, I get another phone call, and he's like, hey, I'm in front of your house. And at this time, what I did not know was not only is he in front of my house, he is actually inside my house, sitting down with my mom, waiting for me. And I'm like, okay, this is highly irregular, a little bit, it's a little bit annoying, but okay, it's my friend, so it's my really good friend, so I'm gonna let it slide. So I get dressed and stuff like that. I'm putting on my clothes in utter disbelief that it is like, you know, almost 7 o'clock, and I'm getting dressed to go somewhere. I have no idea where I'm going. All I'm doing is I'm trusting my friend, and it's like, all right, where we going? And he hands me a coffee cup and tells my mom, we'll be back later and all that stuff. So, we go to this place, and again, it's just like it was before when I was 23. I walk into this place, and obviously they have a nice setup and stuff. People are dressed really sharp and things like that. So, I'm wondering, like, hey, I've seen this before, but maybe it's a little different. Maybe, I'll keep an open mind. So, I sat there for 2 hours, and quite literally, literally, where at the end of this presentation, whatever you want to call it, at the front of the room, I literally had my life changed. Where I was, my plane was supposed to leave that morning, to go back to Florida, and I literally was in that room contemplating. My flight's about to leave in 2 hours, and I'm contemplating whether I should take this opportunity or whether I shouldn't. And it just sparked this burning desire in me that I need to take action now, and not just take action now, but take action now as in the fight for owning my own income. And trust me, after that point, honestly, I was done just settling. And trust me, that was the start of me on this quest, not just to get myself situated financially and owning my own income and running my own business and things like that, but basically helping others understand that there's a whole other world out there. And trust me, it's been a few years since that time, and I've definitely learned that there is so much more to the world, and there's definitely a world out there that you don't even know that's out there. Where I'll give you a prime example, where people call up restaurant owners and be like, "I know you open at 10, but I'm coming through, so I need the whole top floor of your restaurant." Mind you, a 4-star restaurant gets shut down because the person is coming through with their friends, and it's like, "I need this and they willingly swing the doors open." So trust me, it is definitely something that, I did not expect to see, that I did not expect to get exposed to, but it's something that made a huge difference in my perspective. And I was forever changed. I was forever changed. I could never be the same, and I just made up my mind that I would take the mantle that God had given me, to not just use that and get myself somewhere, but help others. And that goes into why I got into the current opportunity that I'm in. And I know, still being a part of several opportunities, I definitely was at a point where, you know, like I said before, nobody is exempt from, not exempt, but nobody is above making more money. So, you know, I was sitting at home, and I was like sitting at home with my wife, and I was like, you know what, we gotta do something to get ourselves to this goal of financial independence, and getting to this goal of reaching people for God, and just not just making it about me, but helping others get what they want. And that's ultimately why I joined this business, where it's like helping not only my potential clients and customers with something that they already need, because I've been doing that for years, where the opportunities that I've gotten into, into Primerica and stuff like that, it was like, you know, um, hang on one second, guys. Hang on, getting a message here. I don't know. Sorry, guys. Um, okay. So, being a part of several opportunities, it was like, I had the chance to basically take what I was already doing to a next level, to a higher level, because like I said, it was about helping other people, and basically helping people with needs. Like in Primerica, you work with income protection, life insurance, saving properly and things like that, things that people need regardless regardless of circumstances, you're dealing with stuff that people need right now and people need on a regular basis. It's more so than selling cars, and not to knock anybody selling cars, but that's what I was doing. And I work with stuff that people need regardless of what you do. And in finance, you're working with stuff that whether you make $10 or you make $10 million, you're gonna need to find a better way to allocate those funds and to make sure your money works for you and to protect your income while you're alive. And it was no different with this company, that I'm in currently, along, and where you're dealing with something that people need every single day, where you're helping people out in an emergency situation, and things like that with these benefits. And I, as a member, I am personally attesting to the fact that they have some of the best benefits ever in an online opportunity. And I mean, I just can't imagine what this business could have given to me. And for something that's simple as a referral program. What's up, Justin? Let me see. Oh yeah, I guess you got my message. I couldn't listen to the voice clip because I was recording. So it's all good. Let me. Sorry, guys. Got a phone call. Yeah. So basically, what I was saying is that I could have never anticipated what a simple referral program could do for my life and could continue to change my perspective and reinforce the reasons why I got into business in the first place, why I was so adamant about owning my own income and really supporting those ideas. And people like Justin Springer who had really influenced me. And I followed this dude for like 3 months on YouTube, and we're working to put some things together to get him on a guest spot on Freedom Friday. So definitely, I look forward to introducing you guys to him and telling you about his story and letting him share about his journey and things like that. And trust me, I got into this business not just to make money, not just to get paid every week, get paid from my house, not just to, be able to sit at home in front of my laptop or on my phone, and make money, but to help people like the group that I mentioned earlier, Most Won't We Will. I definitely, it's definitely enabled me to help people I haven't even met personally in my life, some of the greatest people ever that I've ever met, to help these people, learn from my experiences, learn from my mistakes, and I learn from them. And it's one of the most positive groups that I've been a part of for a very long time outside of Primerica. It's just like that, where we're big on self improvement, we're big on getting better, big on growing as people, and that's ultimately why I got into this business, because I was telling one of the guys in our group that people come for the money and stay for the benefits. And I'll say that that's one of the major things. Justin says, yes, sir, we will, and growth. That's one of the reasons why, I just love the atmosphere, because of the benefits of getting growth, the benefits of getting consistently motivated, the benefits of having the support, things like that. And trust me, when I looked at this group and I looked at this leader, I mean, I consider him a great mentor in the business, and he knows I'm always talking about his motivation. And if you have not heard about this guy, if you have not seen his Facebook lives, if you have not known about this guy, Justin Springer, go look him up. Not right now, but go look him up in like 10 minutes, because he definitely has the goods. And trust me when I tell you, it's an honor to be working with people like him and people on his team that he's worked with personally. And they've welcomed me home as a family. And, just just this camaraderie that we have, you know, that's what keeps me in the business. That's what keeps me fighting for this thing. That's what keeps me, because we're just a bunch of people that love to have fun, love to stay motivated, and love getting paid every week. Right, Justin? We just love that ability to be able to own our own income, have fun, influence people, impact lives, and then just trust me, it's one of the most fulfilling things that I could ever talk about. Because when you have a team of people behind you and a team of people that's beside you, that even if you have bad days, I had one guy, his name is Jose, I don't even know if he's on right now, but he said to us in our masterminds, that he was like, listen, if you are having a bad day, come vent to me. Come talk to me. Come get your frustrations out on me. Don't take it out there, take it out to the public. Come vent, come cuss me out, and I'm not condoning that, but I'm just saying, come dump whatever it is. Come dump it on me. And for somebody like that to just step out there and say that to another person they hardly know is a testament to the kind of a group that we have, to the kind of an atmosphere that Justin has created. And it just, on top of today being payday, on top of today, just being one of the most exciting days of my week. It's just so awesome to think about, being in business and being in business with great people and being in an opportunity that allows, all of us to basically own our own income on our own terms by doing something that literally provides a need, a great need. And aside from the household name out there and what we do, it's head and shoulders above water. I don't know any other online opportunity, any other online business out there that is like this. So regardless to what it is, I will always, because I'm a member and I love it. So regardless, I tell people in the group all the time, if I don't make another dime in this business, I will still be a part of this company. I will still be a member of this company because it's something that they provide so many great things. And just to be able to work with awesome people every single day and to bring this message of hope, to bring this message of you have the opportunity. There is more out there. There is more to life than just getting by, just getting over, just over broke, just paying your bills, just satisfying for 4 hours with your family. Because here's the thing, guys, and I'll leave you guys with this. Most of us in the corporate world and the job world work 8 hours at least. You only have 24 hours in your day. So if you're working 8 hours, that leaves you with only so much time. So between the drive to work, the drive home, your extra hours after work, having to do things outside of work. So by the time you actually get home at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 7:30, hey Sarah, what's going on? It's good to see you. Thank you so much for coming in. So by the time you actually get home to your family, you have only enough time to grab something to eat, maybe change your clothes, get a shower, get settled and things like that, and you maybe have 2 to 3 hours to spend time with your family. And I'm sorry, if you multiply that over a year's time, that is still nearly not enough time to spend with your family. I have a young daughter, and listen, the prospect of me spending most of my time away from her is maddening and it's insane to me. And it might not be that way for you, but what motivates me is to be able to spend as much time with my daughter as humanly possible. And listen guys, you know, people might say a great deal about working from home and owning your own income and not having a 9 to 5. But what motivates me the most is that right now, doing this live, I could cut this live off right now and go be with my daughter. You can't do that at your job. I'm sorry. I'm very passionate about this stuff because it means something to me. It means something to me so much that this is the passion that I love to light in people. Because right here, right now, if they called me at my daughter's school and said, my daughter needs me and I need to get there to be with her, I don't have to ask another grown man to let me off to go see my child. I don't have to ask another adult to please, maybe, let me off to go be with my child, the fruit of my loins. If you are a parent, you understand that there is nothing that you would give to make sure that your kids are taken care of. Nothing that you would not give, nothing that you would not do, no place you wouldn't go to make sure that they are safe and that they are happy. So I can't see myself asking another man or asking another grown woman to maybe let me off. And if they do, to please let me come back. Please let me come back. And if it just so happens that it's the third or fourth time that an emergency has happened within my first 90 days, that means the money that I make is being jeopardized. The food on my family's plate is being jeopardized because of the fact of an emergency. I'm sorry, I can't be cool with that. I will go on record as to saying, and people may not like me for this, people may not appreciate this, but I am highly allergic to a 9 to 5. Highly allergic. Face breaking out, teeth popping open. I'm highly allergic to asking another grown adult to use the bathroom. To tell me that I only have 15 minutes to grab some lunch so that I could get back on your sales floor, to get back to your customers, so that I barely have that time to get me right. Because let's be honest, y'all, even if you have a McDonald's, a Burger King, a Wendy's, or whatever it is you eat at lunchtime, you're gonna take 15 minutes to go there, order your food, get your food, and get back to where you gotta eat it. Trust me when I tell you, 15 minutes is spare time. And you're supposed to relax and eat and process your thoughts about the last customer that pissed you off, that you couldn't respond to because of whatever. Man, please. What is that supposed to do? And then they want to tell you, oh, you can't get paid for this. We don't pay overtime. Forget overtime. I'm talking about commission. I'm talking about I close business and I make money. I don't have to worry about overtime. If I work overtime, trust me, it's going to pay me more than if I'm at a job. Trust me when I tell you. So just, if nothing else, I don't want another grown individual telling me when I can eat, where I can go, where I can come, how fast I can go and come, where my daughter goes to school, where my wife eats, what car we drive, what house we live in, if we have a house, what size apartment we have. And if you realistically don't think that that's what your job or your employer is doing, you need to wake up. Because that's exactly what's happening. Your kids are going to the school they're going to because you can't afford to go to where you want them to go. You might like, some people out there might like the school that they're at, but that's the general consensus. You don't send your kids where you want to because the money that's in your paycheck is not allowing you to do so. You don't go to the restaurants you want to go to because your paycheck says no. You don't go to visit your family wherever in the country that they are because you're in different places because your paycheck says no. And who controls your paycheck? Your boss. If you have not gotten into this mindset of knowing that you deserve better than to live a life that's governed by a paycheck, then you need to wake up. I subscribe to the philosophy that life should be about more than just paying bills. Because if you can barely pay bills, if you can barely pay your cell phone bill, put gas in your car, put food on your table, how are you supposed to be an impact in somebody's life? How are you supposed to change the world that you live in, make it a better place than it was before you got here, if you can't even help yourself? And working at a job, and let me put this out there like I always do. If you are at a 9 to 5 and that's what God has you doing, that's when you are happy, that's when you feel most fulfilled, that's awesome. I am so happy that you have found something that you could be passionate about, that you could basically take to the next level and live your life to the fullest and affect and impact others at your job. Excuse me. I am so happy for you. But if for 1 second, you doubt that this is what you're supposed to be doing, and you stay thinking in your bed every night that there should be more, there's got to be more out there, there has to be a different way, there has to be a way that I can get to financial freedom, that I can get to where I don't need to worry about money, where I can get to vacation with my family, or to spend more time just lounging around my living room with my kids. I don't have to worry about the dailies anymore, but I can worry about what's happening, what means the most to me, what motivates me most. If that's you right now, then you need to do something right now, in this moment, right now. You need to do something. Because if you don't do something, the next 5 years of your life will be exactly the same as the last 5 years of your life. Now, wherever you are, wherever you're sitting, imagine that. Do you want that for your family? If you have people you love and care about, do you want better for them? Justin has a saying, if it has to be, it's up to me. That's what I believe in. If anybody's going to make a difference, an active difference in my life, other than God, it's going to be me. So if you are that type of person under the sound of my voice, and you know that there has to be a better way, I have couple people along with my own voice that will tell you that there is a better way. You can make money on your own terms, on your own time, and you can get paid every single week according to what you work. You work, you get paid. You work, you make a difference. You work, and you get exactly what you put into it. Now, that might sound scary to some people, but if you're a hard worker, if you're motivated, if you want to make an impact, you can do it. You just got to get started right now. And starting right now means making a decision. That's where it starts. You don't have to know everything right now. You don't have to understand everything right now. But what you do have to do right now is make a decision. Make a decision that today is going to be the last day that you settle. That's going to be the last day that you allowed to get by, that you didn't fight for. Because tomorrow is not guaranteed to no one. You don't have the next minute. And your past is gone. Regardless of how much you look back, how fondly or how hurt or whatever it is, your circumstance, your parents left you, your mama done died, your daddy wasn't nowhere around, whatever your circumstance is, your past is past. All you have is today. So what are you going to do in this moment? What decision are you going to make in this moment? So that's my challenge. So guys, for every one of you who's tuned in today, hey Samantha, I saw you just joined in. Thank you so much for being a part. I know you came late and, I'm closing out here, but you can catch the replay, and thank you so much for the support. So guys, if you don't know, now you know. So I challenge you today to take action, take massive action. If you want to know more about what I'm doing, you can go onto my blog page on Facebook at Millionaire Insight, all one word. You can look that up and find me. The link is also in the description of this live. Also, if you know anyone that's looking in the same situation that you are, you can forward them to that page. You can message me, get in contact. I'm available. Trust me, guys, it's worth it. I got plenty of people in here that can attest to how awesome this opportunity is. So, guys, thank you so much for allowing me into your Friday. Thank you so much for, allowing me to vent a little bit, to share a little bit of my heart with you. And tune in next week, every week. If you're new to this broadcast, I do Freedom Fridays every single week at 11 a.m. Eastern. Make sure you tune in next week. Hopefully, we can have Justin Springer come on and share his journey and share what he's doing and share how he's killing it out there, being one of the top motivators on YouTube. I'm calling it out, Justin. I'm calling it out for you, brother. It's going to be like that. It's going to be that serious. And trust me, you're going to be able to do some great things. And guys, make sure that you make each day count. All right? Tune in next week, next time. And I will see you guys when I see you. Live life, love God. See you when I see you. Peace.